that you, God is Don Speaks, the one who used to do those Kevin? They used to do those R. Kelly live streams when it was hot out here. Is that you, God is Don Speaks? Is that you? Yeah! What's up, baby? How you doing, baby? How you doing? Huh? God is Don Speaks. Hi, I be Pete. What? How you doing? God damn! Spirit fingers.
Kendrick Lamar for the Super Bowl. It's a diamond on a... Hey, y'all. Hey. Can I get a one in the chat, please? Let me know you can hear me. Let me know what's up. Hey. Peace, world peace. Welcome back to Goddess Dawn Speaks, aka the $1 trillion goddess, baby. I am she is me. And in case you're confused, I'm Goddess Dawn. Just simple as that. I'm back. I'm live. We got a couple things to discuss on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon, 11/26/24. How's everybody doing? Well, Wayne, I see you. Faye Crossling. Hi, love. Yes, thank you for being here. You could be anywhere else, literally in the bushes as well, and in the replay. Welcome back. All right, so yeah, Kendrick. Woo! I'm in LA. It's a vibe. He got the blood running through the veins of the city again. Yes, he has, and we're going to talk about this lawsuit Drake has put upon the label. But first, I want to talk about Diddy, child. We got to talk about the diddler. We got to talk about him. I know, kids. I know. Boo is right. So we've been doing a battle of court documents, right, between Diddy's lawyers and the prosecution of the case. And it has been a whole mess because his lawyer, Mark Igniflo, I'll just name him specifically, has been putting his name to things that seem crazy to me. But I'm not a lawyer. They apparently know what they're doing. So as of late, we have a letter. I already told you guys yesterday, they sent a letter responding to the government, well, really to the judge, but about the government's response letter about his communications, which is what the judge asked them to file on Monday. Well, the government added a little more to it because Diddy has been breaking the rules still. As of like Sunday, he broke the rules. And his attorneys had already promised the judge that he was going to obey. They literally said obey, like he's a dog. Well, he might be a dog, but they weren't happy about what the government had to say. They asked the judge to throw the whole thing out, just throw the whole letter away. Well, they then came back today with yet another filing. Let's take a look. Goodbye, Mark. Nefilo Aggie. All right. So mostly, as you can see, it's redacted out. Apparently because there's a location here. So the letter says, to the judge, this short letter is in response to the government's letter of yesterday and updates the court on one issue discussed at Friday's conference. Following Friday's conference, the defense located, and then there's a whole one, probably paragraph almost, of redaction. They don't want us to know. And then they say this is an important safety measure that better ensures the safety of Mr. Combs, the security detail, and others. So it's him that is being kept safe. He's the most important safety measure that they need to be looking out for, not the community, the neighbors, the witnesses, the victims, alleged, of course. My goodness. Now, he also says we have attached several photographs taken on November 25th of the building. And this was yesterday. So they were on the job. I wonder if the people taking the pictures and stuff were the same guys knocking on people's door. Because apparently they have been caught and ID'd. Okay. That's the reason they're coming with this. Because in the government's letter, they said that Diddy is paying these security people who he is entrusting his being mandated to his apartment, this 3-bedroom high rise. Well, I don't know if it's a high rise or 3-bedroom apartment in the Upper East Side. And we know that that's, it's nothing to sneeze at, I'm sure. And the government said he's paying these people. And one of these people have been knocking on the doors of witnesses and media people, bloggers, or not witnesses, but influencers, knocking on the doors of influencers, social media influencers, and that's just not going to work. So here's Diddy's lawyers coming with a solution to that before the judge can go ahead and hammer down that no bail decision. They're like sliding this letter in to basically say, look, we have somewhere else we're going to have him, and going to be a better solution. So they said that a security professional is coming to the location on the morning of November 26th, that's today, to assess the location, including the placing of cameras and other security measures. We have also spoken with pretrial services. So they already got ahead of things and reached out to pretrial because remember, pretrial agreed with the prosecution last bail hearing when the judge asked their opinion. And they said that pretrial services, which indicated that in the event Mr. Combs is granted release on conditions, it would want to inspect the location prior to Mr. Combs residing there. So they haven't given a thumbs up yet, but it sounds like they're trying to get them on board. In regard to the concerns raised by the government, the stringent measures laid out in our bail proposal include, as the court will recall, that Mr. Combs will not have access to a cell phone. Rather, the cell phone will be in the exclusive possession of the security detail, which will keep a written log of all incoming and outgoing calls, texts, messages, etc. They're going to keep a written log. What is this, 1995? A written log, everything. They should be more, whatever. I'm going to leave that alone. I tend to get nitpicky in certain situations. But so yeah, they say they're going to keep a written log of all incoming and outgoing calls, texts, messages, etc. Accordingly, all such communication will be maintained both in written log and within the phone itself, which we already know the government has told us that he has deleted messages from his phones, which means he can delete messages today. But I'm assuming they'll be able to retrieve any data necessary to prove these things are happening. But will it be too late? That's the thing. Now, it says that without getting into the merits of the government's various allegations, see, they're smart. They're not going to put that in the judge's head again, all the specific things the government's accusing him of doing, including using that third party communication that they promised he wouldn't do just this past Sunday. They don't want to put that in here. They're going to just say, oh, we're not going to get into the merits of it. But these conditions address them all, while also ensuring that Mr. Combs has full access to his counsel to prepare for trial and to defend the over 30 lawsuits in which he is a defendant. Oh, so now you want to bring in the 30 lawsuits. So does this court where if somebody opens the door to something and the other party can kind of come in the door? Because at this point, the government hasn't, I don't believe, brought up the civil suits and the context of these civil suits and what's going on within these suits, which is some egregious criminal activities. And they haven't been able to bring them in. But now they're bringing it into their little letter here. So I'm wondering, can the government say, well, with regard to those 30 lawsuits, let's talk about them? Because the judge needs to, really understand there's a lot of people depending on the fact that this man is behind bars. The man went behind bars and the floodgates opened even more. They had already opened after Cassie won her negotiation to get that payout after she filed that lawsuit. And I guess, gave people a certain type of security. And then he got raided, and that told people, oh yeah, they looking for him. I mean, Adam, they're looking at him. These people have probably been contacted by the feds already. But yeah, then we have this grand jury thing happening, and then he gets arrested. So people are feeling confident that, okay, I can tell my story too. I can tell my story and be safe because all these other people are telling theirs, and I can't take it anymore. I want to get it out, right? So, but now here we are, and it seems the judge is considering giving him bail. Now, again, I believe the judge is just, doing his due diligence, crossing T's and dotting I's, and making sure he can't be appealed. That's my opinion. But we will see as soon as the judge lets us know. But in the meantime, the defense is doing everything they can. They're saying whatever to get the judge to give this man a bail release. So, I'm pretty sure Diddy has maybe even added some type of bonus onto his package, his billing agreement with these people. But I want to see what y'all talking about. What's going on, Cream Brielle? Hey, Faye said maybe Diddy's sending him crazy. Okay, oops. All right. Aisha, what's going on, Ma? Hello. If he got bail, so many people would be in danger. Yes. Guilty. Love you too. Okay, so that's that on that as far as Diddy goes, child. Now I want to make sure. Yeah, I want to move on to Drake and Kendrick. Or should I move on to R. Kelly first? Because he's just as nasty, if not nastier. But I do need to I would need to pull up the audio that I want to play. I'm hoping you guys can hear it because it's not the best, That's what happens when audio is replayed over and on different platforms, whatnot. Let's see, Drake. So we're gonna. Let's just go ahead. Let me find this real quick. And Beautiful Spirit, if you want to call in, feel free. And I have to get this audio up, y'all, because they say R. Kelly is being R. Kelly has made himself at home in his prison. Got him a man, honey. And let me see. I think I emailed that to you, didn't I? Okay, yeah. So how's everybody doing? Y'all getting ready for the holiday? Those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving holiday, a couple days away. Hopefully you've done your shopping if you've had to do any. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, this is it. Okay, let me find the audio. This is courtesy of Ticket TV. I don't know where he found this.
These allegations, again, these are allegations that's coming. He says that basically he spoke with a guy who's in the same prison as R. Kelly, a couple of cells down. And the state that they claim that R. Kelly is in, man. And I'm going to kind of play it and then get my commentary on the way through, pause it a little bit, get my commentary on the way through. Because he kind of went in detail about the situation, man, with R. Kelly, man. And it is sad, man. It really, because I'll give you a little preview right now that they're basically insinuating that now R. Kelly's in an active ship while being in prison, and also their allegations that R. Kelly is he's living in basically disgraceful conditions in his cell. Apparently, they're alleging that his cell has foul odors coming out of it. He doesn't keep up with his personal hygiene anymore. It's just all these things that make you feel devastated. You understand what I'm saying? I want to let you guys hear what he had to say, and I'm going to give my commentary throughout. So shout out to Convict Inc. Y'all go subscribe to his channel as well. But let me go to y'all this. To the first percent relationship with who you think in jail. So let me go ahead and get like this. Let's get to it. Somebody who came from the SCI one. Now let me explain this real quick to everybody who doesn't know. I am currently housed Butner Federal Medical Center, but the Butner Medical Center falls within the Butner Federal Correctional Complex within the FCC or FCC. Within the FCC, there's 5 different institutions. You've got the camp, satellite camp, you have below the FCI 1 with medium low, FCI 1, FCI 2, and the hospital. Okay. Now what happens on a Monday through Friday? You have people that come from the camp below in both FCIs will come to this hospital for medical appointments. They are brought over on buses. There's a bus that just goes them up and brings them all in there. They go down into receiving R&D, and they bring them up and put them in the different spots that they're supposed to be in. Well, I happened to see a guy that I did time with back in, I think he was there in 215 and 216.
Okay, so this guy just, I don't know if you're just joining or if that audio, it's a little fuzzy, but I'm not sure if you guys can understand. So this is a guy who says he was at Buckner. I think that's the name of the prison that what's his name? I was about to say P. Diddy. R. Kelly is housed and he's in North Carolina. So this guy is saying that he's there. I think he's saying he's there. That's what it sounds like. And that he happened to run into somebody because that's where there's like a medical facility there and some other things. I was listening to another guy who had gone there for surgery from another prison. They flew him on a jet to this place. He said he saw the invoice. It was $60,000 for that trip for him. So he flew to this place for this cancer surgery in his neck or whatever. He said it was the best medical facility they had, and that the feds, because I guess they have access to that because the politicians go there and, all the or whatever and the higher ups these people go to this place where R. Kelly is housed. He said it's considered a research institution or prison where they actually pick the brains of these PDF files and these grapists and these, even whatever the crime is, they are there to do research and I guess get to the bottom of why these people are doing what they're doing. So he's saying at this point, he's at this place and he happened to see somebody he knew from back in 2015, 2016. And I think he's going to tell us all this R. Kelly stuff from this guy. We can keep listening. Okay, so the show, this guy. Oh yeah, he did tell us the name of it. Okay, well anyway, he's telling us this and he's saying that the guy's getting out of February. He doesn't want to say his name, and but when he comes out in February, he'll come on his show, I guess, and give all the tea. But in the meantime, here we go. Okay, let me pause it just because. So he's saying the guy was like, yeah, how's it going? He's like, yeah. He brought up R. Kelly. He said he's like 2 doors or sales down from him. And he said, well, how is he doing? So I guess here's the tea.
And this is the reason why I'm going to say this for you. This is the reason why I give him credibility and respect is because he actually, the way he breaks it down is real. It's not like he's trolling. You know what I'm saying? It's like professional, like how he's telling y'all the story. And I'm going to tell y'all, if y'all can't handle this story that y'all about to hear, man, I'm telling you, leave the video right now, because this is absolutely devastating, bro. Leave the video right now if y'all can't handle this story, because this is absolutely devastating. What the brother Convict Inc. dropped right here. Convict Inc. That's the name of the guy's channel. This guy that I'm listening to is Ticket TV. He is letting us know that he believes this guy, like he feels he's credible. So he definitely also said kind of a trigger warning that it's going to be some devastating things you're going to hear. He keeps using the word devastating throughout, and I don't, devastating was what was what was happening to the victims as well. We have to acknowledge, okay? Yeah. Of course, there was a one-on-one about to say that this guy knows the situation. Okay, so R. Kelly is over there, but the one he is sexually active for about a year. He lived with a guy named Joe. Joe, by the way, the guy was a very, very terrible child molester who discharged his sentence and is now he's still over the Becker one. It's what's called the out-of-wall shooting or Maryland unit. What that means is he's civilly committed. He was such a bad sex offender that they deemed him too dangerous to hit the streets. That was R. Kelly's boyfriend. He currently lives with a guy right now named. So he claims that this guy, who was a CM, and I won't repeat that word, he claims that he is over there with R. Kelly, and he claims that that R. Kelly and this man is in an active relationship right now. But he goes on, and things he say are absolutely devastating, man. According to my asked my friend about it, he laughed, and he said, it's not like it happens, like that's what he runs around doing, is seeking for soups, but yes, he has done some, this call is from... So, he basically also, R. Kelly allegedly has been singing for a soup in prison. So I guess some of the guys who had commissary or whatever like that, R. Kelly was singing in order to get soup for commissary, man. And this is what I'm trying to tell like the youth, man. You know, prison life is not easy. You know what I'm saying? It's always careful that you watch the decisions you make, because when you go into prison, it is an entirely different world. You do not want to go to prison, man. The life that these people describe in prison, man, is absolutely reprehensible, bro. Reprehensible, man. And so it seems like that R. Kelly may not have things on his books. He may be in, people forget about you. You know what I'm saying? When you locked up for a long time and you're gone for years, you doing a 30 piece, people forget about you. You know what I'm saying? They don't remember anything about you no more. Your music lives on, but they forget about you. You know what I'm saying? They forget about what you're doing in there. Your phone calls stop after a few months. Uh, you know, and you have a whole different life inside of the prison, man. And so this story gets even more devastating, man. And I tell you guys, as much as what I'm saying, I told you a lot of people are not gonna have remorse for a guy like R. Kelly. To hear the things that he allegedly is going through, man, is absolutely demoralizing and devastating, man. A federal prison. Their girlfriends or whatever, like I said before, financially, like I said before, some clown I was going to say challenge, somebody who left a comment said that I couldn't know that he had a $10 million check, and it's like knowledge over there, and that's actually pretty easy to source and find out. But he came in with a huge check. The check wasn't taken to him, and I guess gave it to the victims of his crimes and sued him. I imagine. I don't really know that part of it.
So, yeah. So he's saying somebody that he knows, I guess, had the ability to know or see that there was a big check that R. Kelly was supposed to get, but it went to his victims. And that is definitely something that we read about as far as the judge saying when there was a payment, a big royalty payment that came in, and it went to the victims. So now they're saying R. Kelly is commissary poor, and he has to sing for soup sometimes. I know on TikTok I did see a couple of people recording from a cell phone what it looked like, and he was singing. They were in jail or in prison. R. Kelly, you could hear him singing in the background, echoing through the halls. Hey, Juti. I'll be here I have a few more stories, but you could just go back. I haven't been that long. We're talking about R. Kelly. I don't know if you care. So, yeah, we're just talking. He should be almost finished with his description of what's going on with R. Kelly behind bars. So far, we have found out that R. Kelly has had a man, honey, named Joe, who is supposed to be a real bad SEX offender. And he's also just a notorious bad guy. And that I guess they've since been separated. And now his friend Gene is close by to R. Kelly. He said they have political discussions. He said that he hates Gayle King because of that interview. And of course, we remember the interview with Gayle King now. Pure comedy for us. For him, it was tragic. But he also said that his friend is a Trump supporter, but he was saying, I should have asked him what R. Kelly's political position is, and I could have told him, R. Kelly don't probably give one damn about the presidency or anything having to do with voting, or I can't see him having any interest in any of that stuff. So the guy is continuing on this line, listening to Ticket TV, and he's listening to Crime. What is it, Inc? So this is like a third party thing, but here we go.
He does go to the commissary, and I asked basically how much. He said, he'd go maybe
Oh, that is pretty sad for him that he can only get to the commissary once a month. I don't know how that works, but and that when he does go, he don't have a lot. He don't get a lot. He don't have a lot to spend.
So yeah, that debunks what that brother in the comments says. You doubt, brother. Let me tell you something. You don't know what these people got when they go to prison, bro. By the time a lot of these superstars go to prison, bro, they drained a lot of their money on lawyer defenses. They drained a lot of their money on paying victims.
You hear that, Diddy?
You understand what I'm saying? These are all the different things that they've lost their money on, bro. So by the time you get to prison, you ain't got no more money for yourself. You don't burnt all your money on lawyers, appeals, all of these things. Those things cost hella money, bro. When you're a superstar like that, you get high-priced lawyers. You guys got to understand that part. Y'all thinking these dudes just got money coming out the bazoo. That doesn't happen like that, bro. That man said R. Kelly had to pay off victims and stuff like that, due to lawsuits or whatever it was. They took that money. He say he only gets like one sack of commissary for a whole month. So he's not getting that much commissary. You understand? So to the person who said it in the comments, bro, you just guessing, bro. You thinking that a celebrity just everlasting has money forever. No, that shit.
Wait, Queen Keish, you saying you don't believe what he's saying because how is he taking care of Joy? How do we know he's taking care of Joy? That was actually one of the questions I was going to ask is where is Joy? Has anyone seen Joy, had eyes on her? That has been public? Has she been on social media at all? And we know that his rules don't allow such things. But at the same time, we know a lot of other things about this man. And we know a lot of things about him that weren't brought that, like Diddy is, you know, it doesn't guarantee that she's actually in a safe space or place and thriving, does it? You say he needs to send Joy to be with her family so that he will have money for his commissary and not have to pay house bills. So you think he doesn't have money because he's paying her bills? Because remember when it wasn't just Joy and Azriel at that time, there were a whole bunch of other women too. So you think right now that is just him and her and she's a dedicated fiance or wife? You said he's paying handlers to house her and that Joy's family has money to take care of her if needed. Yeah, Joy decided not to go to her family, last I recall, and that was something that to me sounded like he had his hands on too, as far as that decision goes. You're saying it just popped into your head? You have a whole archive of R. Kelly news and information. I understand it. We were in that thing for quite a while. You said, Juti, that I think Bonjean took all the money. Oh, yeah, he definitely paid his lawyers a good nugget. And mind you, like they said, he's had to pay these victims. He's had to pay these victims, and he still owes them, I believe. Queen said, don't complain about extra commissary. Yeah.
No, that money runs out. And after you've been there for a while, that your celebrity, don't nobody care about that. When you're going behind those bars and you doing football numbers, don't nobody care about your celebrity no more. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They might rock with your celebrity your first, couple weeks in. But as you become normal in there and amongst the you know what I'm saying, the other inmates, man, like I said before, man, that's all out the window, man. Let's keep going though, because the story is absolutely more devastating.
Mm.
afraid of the shower.
So he said he guesses that he's not very big on hygiene and that he's afraid of the shower. And we already knew this about R. Kelly from all of the disgusting things we've heard and learned about him throughout the years. He's not somebody who likes to shower or bathe. I mean, there's something about that. And it has also to do, remember with the girls, they had to have buckets to do their business in the bedrooms, not able to go to the bathroom like a normal human. So Queen said Angelo Clary's book, and you said he did victims their money. Remember, Azriel got the okay, yeah. They were awarded the money, and she got money, but there was also there has been a couple other cases that had settled out as well. And more recently, the judge, when his royalty check came in, told the court, instructed them to pay the victims with that money. Alegua Muerte, love, welcome. You said your mother would say, you pay, you play. You play, you pay. Yeah, that's true. And the victims are your concern. Yeah, Juti said, I almost forgot about that. So gross. Yeah. Oh, Marcus, what's up, King? Yeah. You said, thinking about 2 days ago, due to these victims coming out about Diddy, like is she still alive? And that's what I'm saying. Nobody, where is she? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Where is she? All right.
R. Kelly, that is. The cell, and this is two people who said that it smells horrific. Like a hamster cage. She's not really thrilled about living in it because it's. Hey, man. R. Kelly's scared of the shower, man. And they said that his cell, the smell is horrific. It smells like a hamster cage, man. Absolutely devastating, man. Absolutely devastating, bro. Devastating. And see, this is how it goes, man. You know, once you have put in a certain situation, it goes from being all that luxury and multi-million-dollar luxury to this. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I want to tell this to the youth so that they understand, man, the decisions that y'all make, man, have consequences, bro. And this to be your future, your consequences. You don't want to go and get institutionalized, man. What I mean by institutionalized when you've been in prison for so long, you just used to that life. Your whole mind and your whole everything is just programmed and used to that life. You don't know no other life. That's why a lot of guys who've been in prison for a long time, they don't even want to come out. When it's their day to get released, a lot of guys like, man, I don't even want to leave, man. Well, I ain't got nowhere to go. Well, I don't even know what to do. I don't know where to go, what to do. I ain't been talking to nobody for years. You understand what I'm saying? They're attached to the life now that's in prison. So they don't know how to operate in the real world. See what I'm saying? And it's here that this man could be scared of the shower, bro. Not be up on his hygiene. They say his cell allegedly smells like a hamster cage, man. That's just demoralizing, man. That's just demoralizing, man. But it's a lesson to all of the young people. Smells so bad. So that's according to the guy I know. And he was like, you would think somebody with that kind of stature would have be up on his hygiene. He is not. I don't know if he believes there's sharks in the shower. He might be afraid. I will say one of the funny things he said was, my friend said, was that when he lived with Joe Mojo, that the cell often smelled like a feces festival.
Oh,
man, bro.
Oh. Did y'all hear that? He said when he was living with his boyfriend, that the cell smelled like feces up against the wall.
He said it smelled like a boo-boo festival, man. Oh my God, bro. In the cell, man. Oh my God. And this is crazy, bro. That you go from that superstar status, bro, to this. Devastating, man. Devastating. Devastating, bro.
Oh, come on.
You know what I'm saying? Devastating.
You're welcome. Welcome. Yeah. Said a feces fiesta, y'all. Feces fiesta. He smelled like in R. Kelly's cell when he shared it with his boyfriend Joe, the SEX offender. Child. But his friend Gene said R. Kelly didn't hit on him. So Gene must not be his for a reason. Not dirty and nasty enough.
And I started laughing out loud. That's when the nurses try to separate us. This will be part two. I did on this audio alone. I could have done a different thumbnail, but I'm going to go ahead and just add to this. I'm going to talk about the Mendez brothers and a few other things. But first, so just to recap, when it comes to the story here, the breaking news story, are sexually active, currently lives with T.
So he said R. Kelly is sexually active in prison. He's living with his friend Gene, but Gene said so far Kelly hadn't hit on him, but that the man is funky. He doesn't like to shower. Sometimes he has to sing for his soup because he doesn't have a lot of money for he doesn't have a lot of commissary access, or I guess his money for commissary. And he only goes about once a month, and when he does go, it's slim pickings for R. Kelly in prison. It sounds like R. Kelly's lifestyle change has been severely, it's severely drastically different than it was when he was out. No more shopping sprees, no more VIPs. Yeah. So let's continue. I think he's doing a recap, but I just did a recap too. But let's see if he adds anything else. Wow. So he and Joe were in a relationship for a whole year. Wow. I wonder, did he have any side pieces? Because, R. Kelly can't be loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. R. Kelly is not loyal.
So he's saying that R. Kelly's having different relationships, like real relationships. Previously, he was in a relationship with a different person, allegedly. Now he's in a relationship with a different guy, man. It's crazy, man. It just breaks my spirit, man, if this is true, man. It breaks my spirit, bro.
Told you he ain't loyal. Different relationships.
Terrible child predator who's now in civil custody. And just so you guys don't know, civil custody, you're done with your time. I want to make that clear for those of you who don't understand that. You no longer have a criminal penalty over your head. You're being held by the government because they don't want to let you out because you're such a predator. Or you're dangerous. Next, so, and lives in cell 3 in Virginia Tech. And only goes to the store with one shopping bag. So, big fall from grace. The Mendez brothers,
so he said he goes to the store with one shopping bag, which I guess, when you leave in with the one little shopping bag, it tells everybody that you don't have no money and you're only going once a month. So he's in bad shape. He said it's a huge fall from grace. And that's that on that. That, R. Kelly, it was a grand 30 years, child. He had a 30-year run being the king of Chicago, ripping and running all over the world and doing things that you should have never been doing to whoever you did it to. I can't even just say women, because it was women, men, and children, including teenagers. And I think the same as far as R. Kelly and Diddy goes for R. Kelly as Diddy, that that whole demon takeover. Watched yesterday's live, or if you missed it, go check it out. I presented this guy who was a Satanist, and he explained the whole blood oath and happens when they're done with you and they don't have any more contracts for you to fulfill. They meaning, the demon higher ups that run the music and entertainment industries. So, with all that said, R. Kelly's psychological warfare going on within his own mind, I believe it has to do with why he doesn't shower and stuff, because there's no value there. He doesn't care about himself. He can't possibly care. He doesn't care about anybody. Well, it sounds like he cared about Joe. But anyway, I don't know what else to say about R. Kelly. I think that's it as far as that goes. And then I think Queen Brielle said, so that was Ticket TV, but they said the link to the guy, Criminal, or is it Crime Inc., is in Ticket's descriptions. So, child, I can't. Let's see. You guys, while everything is not allegedly when it comes to R. Kelly. That's true. Allegua says, see debts add up, and then karma. She come in that red dress, honey. Okay. Yeah. Juti said, and nobody cares about you to send you money. Nobody cares. Where's Joy? Queen said, the P-High forgot about their king. This is your king? Some of them are still on that R. Kelly, bandwagon, or in the Pied Piper prison. The Pied Piper prison. So, let's move on, y'all. Let's move on to the other stories. I'm going to talk about Wendy Williams. They say she is down bad when it comes to her health. And there's a influencer named Ashley Grayson, child, got caught for trying to unalive her competitors on the internet, as well as her ex, child. And did you know Trey Songz has been ordered to pay, what is this, $10 million? $11 million. $11 million to a cop he beat down. I didn't know Trey Songz savage. I mean, I heard about him raping and stuff, but he beating up cops too. He really must feel very untouchable if you beating up a cop. But let's see. And TD Jakes, what's going on with him? They said he almost passed out in the church, but then we find out he sued somebody for defamation. Yeah, another pastor says that OT tried to essay him when he was 18, 19 years old. So we're going to talk about that, and as well as Kanye. But before we do that, I want to talk about Drake and Kendrick. Because Drake and Kendrick, child, when Kendrick, he dropped his surprise album or mixtape, people are arguing that this is not like an album. It's actually a mixtape that, he's going to also probably drop something else before the Super Bowl. But nevertheless, it's all LA, child. This is I'm so amped, excited about it. Some people don't get it, but I get it, and I'm with it. I'm there. Let me just get my Kendrick back on. I've been bumping GNX for the past couple of days. Okay, so Drake, y'all, Drake and Kendrick been beefing, child, right? Y'all know that. And not like us, really. First of all, it unmasked Drake, in my opinion. It just really opened the blinds to let us really see who we were dealing with. I honestly have been a big Drake fan from the start, like loving everything. And then, find out, okay, he has ghostwriters. Okay, I guess they all do. You kind of shrug things off when you hear things, little behind the scene things going on, him and Diddy slapping them, giving them a Diddy slap over a beat. There's drama. But when Not Like Us came out, honey, it changed the game. It changed, for me, my opinion of Drake and even his music. I hear his music now and I'm just like, it falls flat for me, but it could just be temporary. But I'm going to say this, Kendrick came back with GNX, and to me, he did that, and he did that. But Drake is still mad, and Drake is so mad. He is so mad that he filed a lawsuit. filed a lawsuit claiming they're using bots. They use bots to, raise the numbers on Not Like Us. And they also basically just fudged the numbers. And he also said that Siri was redirecting people from when somebody wanted to say, I want to hear Drake's, whatever, it would go right to Not Like Us. That's what he claimed. So I want to get into this because if this thing actually goes through, the music, we're already looking at a change in the music industry based on what's going on with Diddy, because Diddy's cases have uncovered a lot of things and a lot of people and given us just a real different look at the industry, something that some of us knew before it to kind of rise to the bubble to the top, all this stuff. It really lets the world see that the music industry, the industry and as a whole, the entertainment industry is just a demonic cesspool filled with snakes, and it's just a nasty place, dangerous place too, dangerous unalivings and self-unalivings and staged self-unalivings. And now we're seeing people poisoning with Tisa Tales. I was listening to Tisa Tales, shout out to her. She was talking about people poisoning is it poison the pen? I forgot what the term, I'm sorry, poisoning something. Basically sending in fake victims, and these victims taking over the stories of actual victims who have filed legitimate lawsuits, taking some pieces of the stories that have already been filed to poison the well. That's it, poison the well of the case. You could really jeopardize the case by coming out. If you have a ton of victims coming out and coming onto different platforms, high numbered platforms, to say your allegations against Diddy or his security or whoever, and then you're really taking the information from people who have already filed these lawsuits. So then by the time it goes to court, they can discredit the original filing because you've been going around on the different platforms and getting paid for it, by the way. So with all that going on, now here's Drake talking about he wants to sue, or he has sued his label, United Music Group or Universal Music Group. Now, Universal Music Group aren't the ones to play. Before I get into this, I'm just saying there's been a few people who have sued Universal Music Group who saw that they really effed around to find out. We're going to come back at you, even if we do have to settle with you. An example is Elliot Spitzer, who was the Attorney General for New York, and he decided, I'm gonna clean up the music business and all this financial non-transparency and stuff going on behind the scenes. So he went ahead and he did some type of settlement with them and had them clean up and do certain things. Well, next thing you know, he's being outed for using paid escorts and using his company credit card to do so. And, that kind of messed up his marriage. And, so I guess that's all they could find on him. But the point is that it looked like he was winning against the label until he wasn't. So Drake, I'm going to go into the story from Rolling Stone here. It says Drake claims Universal Music artificially inflated Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Like it wasn't the hottest song. Sorry for y'all who didn't like it or don't like it, but here on the West, here in LA especially, like y'all saw that concert he had on Juneteenth. Now, come on. Now he said, it says UMG denied the rapper's claim, stating that no amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear. Period. So it says here, oh man, am I not logged into this? Okay, hold on. Let me 1 second. Let me article up or log into another article. Oh man. I don't remember what the account is. Okay, so let me do this. I guess we'll do USA Today. Drake is such a loser for bringing the Kendrick Lamar beef. All right, let's see. They're saying here. Wait, what is this? Good morning, winners. Thanks for reading. What is this? This might be a podcast. All right. I don't know if it's possible that anyone thought that somehow one beef with Kendrick Lamar, though I contend that beef isn't something you win or lose. It's just something you do. But if there's any doubt about who the bully is here in this tete-a-tete, yesterday should have it. News broke that Drake is threatening to sue Universal Music Group and Spotify for allegedly artificially boosting streams on Kendrick Lamar's bouncy yet visceral takedown track, Not Like Us. Drake claims that UMG conspired with paid and currently unknown parties to use, so they don't have the proof, unknown parties, they say, to inflate the spread of Not Like Us and paid influencers to boost the song on social media. I didn't know that was illegal. I thought you could do that. They said the court documents also claim Universal used bots to spike the streaming numbers on Kendrick Lamar's song and directly and decrease the licensing fee on the song to allow the song to be recommended on streaming platforms more. So he's basically convinced that not that many people could possibly be against me, because the bigger Kendrick's numbers are, same numbers are people who are laughing at Drake. And he's definitely not taking this long, child. He's like, no fucking way. And this person says, I'm sure this all sounds ridiculous, but it's not unfathomable. Record labels and streaming companies have conspired to do this for years. It's an extremely damaging practice, particularly for independents and record labels without major backing. It's not great, but it wouldn't be shocking if that actually happened to some degree here. It wouldn't be shocking. Well, if it happened here, it happened with Drake too in the past. So if he opens the door to this, he could possibly be turning that weapon around to himself, the one he's aiming at Kendrick and the label. But it says here, but it's not the message that I'm mad at. It's the messenger. What? What did I find here? It says record labels boosting streams wasn't a problem before. The allegedly boosted song became Drake's problem. Exactly. We're talking about a guy who previously held on to the single day streaming record with God's Plan for 6 years before Not Like Us booted that joint into the stratosphere. Drake is also a guy who owns streaming record after streaming record and constantly brags about how he's got more hits than the Beatles. That was definitely all done organically, right? Right, wink, wink. It further cements the massive L the Canadian rapper took this summer. This is quite literally the equivalent of someone bringing their basketball to the park to play one-on-one and getting cooked so badly that not only did they take their ball home, but they also called the police for some reason to report that their ankles had been stolen. Oh, wow. It's corny. It doesn't make any sense. Not Like Us is a great song, regardless of streaming numbers. Those streams didn't fill up the Forum in LA this summer and aren't why the people love that song so much. It's legitimately a great song. No lawsuit changing that. Exactly. It says here, let this be a lesson to all folks. You reap what you sow. Don't beg for the smoke if you're not ready for it. And if you get the smoke and it's too much, please don't contact your lawyers. That's whack. And that's what everybody's pretty much at. Drake is trying to basically, he's so mad that he wants to undo or, bring the record industry to its knees. He wants to expose things that he's known about and been probably utilizing these practices himself for years. But they also are saying, too, that there's some type of deal on the table for Drake, possibly with some Saudis, and that this that the Saudis might want to renegotiate that or buy him out of that. And these, I don't know if that's true, but all I know is Drake is seemingly mad about not like us, and all the numbers and attention and all the rave about it, because it's laughing at him. It's talking about him in a negative light, and it's basically telling Drake that you ain't that guy no more. Like, you're just not. You gotta just take the L, honey, and walk away. Go back to Canada, go to your people, go where you're loved. You don't have to have all the world. It's a big world, so your time might just be up. That's it. Let me come over to the chat. Juti said Lamar can write and has a conscience with what he puts out. He's more mature and is a way better artist, in my opinion. I agree. You said he's not loved here, though. Okay. Faye said, I prefer Lamar. Sure. Yep. And you said so much for amazing updates. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for being here for the updates. Thank you for the subscription, Alegua. Yes, please hit the like button if you are here. It's free. Somebody came in asking about Diddy. We talked about Diddy earlier in this stream, but yeah, Diddy's bail, as far as I know, hasn't been decided upon just yet. We talked about in the beginning of the stream how Diddy's lawyers filed yet another letter to the court with a new housing resolution to probably make the judge feel a little bit better about the situation, since the government came back with such a very strong argument about why Diddy can't be trusted to be with these security people that he's paying. These people who are also going knocking on people's doors, these influencers' doors, asking who's paying them. Like, come on. Okay, so back to Drake and Kendrick and this lawsuit, child. This is crazy. Who does this? Who sues over rap beef? I mean, on one hand, I guess it's a better alternative than what the outcome was with Tupac and Biggie, who are both obviously no longer with us. I wouldn't blame their unalivings necessarily, though, on a rap beef. I would blame their unalivings more so on rap personalities or people who were so just full of themselves that they wanted to be the top dog. They wanted what they wanted, whether it be the catalogs, whether it be the insurance they probably took out on the artist as a label owner. And I'm talking about obviously Suge as well, because I don't know. I'm not convinced. Suge's out here telling everybody's business now on his prison podcast, but it was suspected for a long time that he has something to do with one or the other's unaliving as well. We know Tupac wanted to leave Death Row and Biggie wanted to leave Bad Boy. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. So there's a lot going on though with this lawsuit, this beat, the Kendrick's music dropping. People are going crazy. I don't know if you've seen some of these. Let me pull up TikTok. Oh, this is the other story, but the Ashley Graham story. We haven't got to that one. Is it Graham? Ashley Grayson. Okay, let's do this. Oh, did R. Kelly speak on Diddy? I think I'll save this. Let's see.
R. Kelly reportedly speaks from prison on Diddy's current situation.
Oh, y'all don't watch the news in there? They don't got the news on the TV in there?
Oh, you talking about PD?
Yeah, it's in the fan,
Yeah,
bro.
man, yeah, that's all over the news. We see that. We watch that.
And what's crazy is, I know, because we just been in there before, is once they, and I hope they don't, but if they detain him, that's when all niggas, motherfuckers gonna be lining up with their hand in there.
Oh, I forgot. That is not. Oh, this is the guy who was talking about the prison where R. Kelly is at. I'm gonna play.
I ended up getting cancer while I was in prison. Ended up getting thyroid cancer, which the doctor told. He called me and he said, "Man, good news." I was like, "Man, what's the good news?" He said, to one of the best prisons in the BOP. So then I said, well, what's the bad news? He said, you got cancer. So I had to go. I went to Butner, North Carolina. That's how I was able. That's where R. Kelly's at right now.
Oh wow.
It's a hospital. It's a research prison.
Wow.
So they doing research on the minds of sex offenders there. They're doing research on. They try to do some research on me when dealing with bank robbery. Why? This is what they say. That why would you rob a bank? They don't say why would you sell crack. They don't say why would you steal a car. They don't say why would you cash checks.
What's coming?
You know
next?
what I'm saying? They want to know.
Okay, that was just something I came across. I'm gonna get back to the Kendrick thing, child, because like I said, these people are loving it. Okay, let me not mess up my channel. Okay, so y'all get it. This has and this is why Drake's bitch ass is suing Universal Music Group. Who does that? Drake does that. And so somebody also saying that Drake is trying to scare the NFL to get them to stop Kendrick from performing Not Like Us. Like, can you imagine? I mean, a minor, the whole Super Bowl chanting that you are a PDF file. Like, that is Drake's worst nightmare right now. Drake probably wants to unalive himself because it is. So somebody to sue. I'm pretty sure he didn't come up with this himself. It sounds like such a Karen move. I'm wondering if his mother is the one that told him to sue the label, put it in his ear. So definitely Drake is jealous. Faye said Drake is jealous. That's just it. Very simple. But yeah, I think the pressure could be because he's doing this just a couple months before. Well, the Super Bowl is in February, right? So he's doing this ahead of the Super Bowl, I think, with enough time. So there's some things that might play out that may make the Super Bowl people say, we don't want none of this smoke, so maybe you shouldn't sing that song. I doubt that will happen. It better not happen. Drake is already getting hated, even by people who I've seen people championing Drake through this whole thing. But when this lawsuit hit, people are not feeling it. I mean, it's just anti-hip hop to sue a rapper because he talked about you and you did the same to him. He talked about, he said Kendrick was beating his wife or girlfriend and that his son wasn't his, it was his best friend's. Like, he said a lot of things, talk about, you know, he was lied on and stuff or whatever. So UMG actually responded and they said the suggestion that, I think I read some of this, but it says the suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear. So it's a pre-action submission, not an actual lawsuit. So it's like a warning shot. Is that what this is? Wow. So there's been some reactions to the lawsuit. TDE's with the label, the guy who runs the label, Punch TDE, said, nah, the rap streets is done, SMH. DJ Mustard said, OMG, LMFAO. Really, it's LMFAO. In the comments, they're saying, translation, and nigga, it's not our fault. That's you, your loss. That's your loss. Indeed, Drake is not like us. Because where we come from, taking an L is an everyday occurrence. We just adapt and keep it pushing. Somebody said, after he dissed Halle Berry, Rihanna, Serena, and Megan, how he went to a club and retired those ladies' jerseys in the strip club, and then when he tried Meek with Back to Back, it doesn't feel good when the rabbits got the gun. Now do it. Very true. Drake has done his fair of going at people and being relentless about it, especially in the Meek Mill situation. Somebody else said Drake is mad that Kendrick told us where he got his lingo from. Now, Drake himself came out at some point and said he fed Kendrick all the information that he put out about him. So then, if you fed the information that came out about you from Kendrick, then how possibly be mad? Doesn't make any sense. Somebody called Drake the hip hop Karen. I just said that, bro. You lost all the way around. Somebody said, mind you, Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City is now the first album in history to spend 10 years on the top Billboard 200. And good for Kendrick. You know, he's nominated for I think 5 Grammys. He's nominated for quite a few Grammys for Not Like Us. And, you know, he already has a Pulitzer, y'all. I mean, this man is, you know, he's better. He's something real. That's the difference. I think he's real. He's true to the culture, and that he's also knows how to read the room. I think Drake is just like Diddy. It's like these people have so much power and influence for so long, and access and of course money, that they forget what it's like to be just a regular human being, and that sometimes we make mistakes or sometimes we fall, because, you know, and sometimes when you fall, you can't get up right away, because, you know, he probably has all the little L's he's taken. Matter of fact, somebody did. I found some guy who told that Drake and them tried to get him to play Drake's music during all this stuff. Let me find that. Yeah, here it is. Let me see. Make sure y'all can see that. Oops. Okay, let me.
And I'm gonna be honest, and I haven't said this, and I was approached during the battle by a team connected with the OVO side and asked me to show the boys some love. You know, again, I was being as unbiased as possible. I was calling it like I see it, but they asked me, yo, we know you're unbiased. Really said it. We know you're unbiased. And we like that you're unbiased and you really try to call it straight, but can you show the guy some love? And no money was offered. No, absolutely no money was offered. But, you know, they kind of offer some things, some information, some access, and say, yo, and we'll make it that you could play his songs in your videos. You know, we'll whitelist it. Ultimately, I declined. For my own personal reasons. I just feel like my allegiance is to y'all. If I took that and swayed one way, then I just wasn't being myself. And then how could y'all trust me after that? I never thought I would talk about it, but in reading this, all I'm saying is both sides. If this is true about UMG and Not Like Us, and you know, paying the podcast, and we know the whitelisting is true, and trying to get promotion for the record through podcasters and streamers, and if that is true, all I'm saying is the reason why I share that is, both sides were trying to play the game. It's just one side won, if that is true. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you one further.
So they tried to get this guy to be on Drake and play his music, and he told the truth about it. So and it's the age of Aquarius, y'all. We're moving in new 5D it's just what it is. But this guy definitely is. It's the era of truth and light. And that's why we're seeing the downfall of all of this darkness. Finally, us. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. Okay. So I want to move on to Kanye. Well, Kanye's not happy. Kanye's not happy right now. He's got another allegation against him. Kanye West, this is from page 6, sued for allegedly assaulting, strangling America's Next Top Model alum video set. This is from a couple days ago. Yeah, they said Kanye West, man, he's just I think he's still in Tokyo, y'all. Supposedly he's there to work on an album, but it says that he's being accused of inappropriately touching and forcefully gagging a model during a 2010 shoot. And this is according to a bombshell new lawsuit filed this past Friday. They say Jennifer Jen Ann, as a contestant on America's Next Top Model, I used to watch that relentlessly, alleges that in the complaint obtained by page 6 that the rapper assaulted her while on the set of LaRue's In for the KILL. I guess that's some type of show. The shoot reportedly took place on around December 7, 2010, and at the Chelsea Hotel in New York City. West, who had a feature on a remix version of the British pop duo's song, arrived on set. Then girlfriend Salida Ebanks and allegedly took control of the production and the production team, despite director Kinga Bursa being there, per the complaint. Oh, so I guess it was a video shoot, like I said. They got the girl's picture up there, but it says that model Jennifer Jen is suing. That's her, I guess. And she is alleging that the power rapper had models, including her, line up in a hallway and said in regards to her, he said, "Give me the Asian girl," which made her feel uncomfortable, but then she reluctantly acquiesced. The model, who was wearing only lingerie at the time, then told the runway rapper that she wasn't wearing very much, and he allegedly responded, "That's why I chose you." They then went to a long couch toward the back of the suite that had a camera facing it, and alleges in the complaint that while on camera, West began to choke her with one hand and then wrapped his other hand around her neck and continued to strangle her with both hands. She also claims the Yeezy founder smothered her face with both of his hands, smearing her makeup. West then allegedly began to choke her with one hand and then wrapped his other hand around her neck and continued to strangle her with both hands. Wow. So we're talking about a lawsuit just filed against Kanye West. He already had another suit against an ex-assistant, and also claiming that he essayed her and did some things that were uncomfortable for her. And his wife was apparently a part of it too. She was named as like kind of a co-conspirator in the whole. I think it was called some type of a circus. But this lawsuit says that he then rammed several fingers down her throat, continuously moved them in and out, and gagged her to emulate forced oral sex, SEX. It says, and claims West shouted during the alleged offense, "This is art. This is fucking art. I'm like Picasso." You cannot make this stuff up. The model recalls the stronger rapper's alleged actions being similar to those of BDSM fetishes. When she allegedly tried to move her tongue away from West's gyrating hand, per the suit, she started to panic and looked around the set, hoping to see anyone who could intervene. Anne claims she then struggled to breathe and felt as though she had temporarily blacked out. A rep for West could not immediately be reached for comment, and alleges that upon leaving the set, Anne, her name is Anne. Anne alleges that upon leaving the set, she made eye contact with E. Banks, what's her name? Sarita E. Banks, 41, but the former Victoria's Secret model abruptly turned her head away. Page 6 has reached out to reps for E. Banks for comment, but didn't hear back, and is also taking legal action against Universal Music Group, same music group that Drake is taking legal action against, the music publishing company who backed West at the time, claiming they failed to investigate the incident or otherwise take remedial action. She alleges that the rapper was too profitable for the company to intervene despite his unlawful conduct. So, Universal Music Group also came under because their CEO at the time, Elliot Grain, was also listed in Diddy suits. And I think he stepped down since then and handed the reins over to his son. Or not Elliot. Is it Elliot? I'm trying to think. The father's son is both last name is Grange. One of them is Elliot and married to Nicole Richie. But anyway, they say that Page Six has reached out to Universal Music Group for comment. Immediately hear back. And is seeking an unspecified amount of damages, and per the complaint, believes West violated New York federal laws for strangulation in the second degree, sexually motivated felony, and assault. She claims she has coped with trauma, including feeling extremely humiliated, degraded, victimized, embarrassed, and emotionally distressed over the years as a result of the what allegedly happened. And concludes she also suffered and will continue to suffer monetary damages, physical injury, emotional pain, suffering, inconvenience, loss of enjoyment of life, and severe physical distress. Her filing as West 47 is for allegedly assaulting and drugging his ex-assistant Lauren Piscotta. The OnlyFans model alleged that in an amended complaint filed in October that her ex-boss hooked up with her without consent at a studio session he co-hosted with Sean Diddy Combs. West's lawyers previously slammed her allegations as baseless, alleging that the model pursued their client sexually coerced employment and other material benefits. And I believe this has all been while he's married. So, I mean, at this point, it's becoming kind of old hat that we're seeing this, and I don't want to sound complacent about it, or what's the word, indifferent, because I'm not. It's very disturbing, the claims being made. And again, he has reportedly been in Tokyo, supposedly recording a new album, but I feel like he's like one of all the other celebrities who seem to be taking mass exodus from the United States. Let me see. Jew said, they're all monsters. That's crazy. Because Aaron Cardi has allegedly tried to reach out to Kanye before he passed away. Wow. What's wrong with these men? Yeah. Wonder if he's being set up. The Kardashians, I did see something that was disturbing too on TikTok. I think it was supposedly a video of Kanye knocking out a reporter and telling some lady who's saying, "I'm your family, give me your hand," like she wanted to inject him with something. It was very strange. So I don't know what's going on with Kanye. Faye said it's disturbing but suspicious. It is very suspicious. It's all this stuff happening too around the same time. It's crazy. Diddy's takedown has seemingly opened the door to things that are coming out. So, wow. I just want to make sure that's all I wanted to say about Kanye. I guess that's enough for Kanye for now. Or the TD Jakes. Because TD Jakes, I don't know. TD Jakes seemed to me to be missing in action since Diddy has gone to jail. We used to see clips of him and him going viral all the time. But then all of a sudden you didn't really see much of anything. He stepped down from the church and I think handed it over to his daughter. But it says here that he's now stable after a medical emergency during Sunday's sermon. So apparently he got up to do a sermon on Sunday. And Bishop T.D. Jakes says, so this happened at his Potter's House of Dallas, where he serves as a pastor. And the video of the incident shows renowned Christian pastor lowering his microphone and shaking in his seat before people around him rushed to his aid. Let me change pictures. In a statement, the church and Jakes says he experienced a slight health incident and received immediate medical attention following his powerful hour-long message. Bishop Jakes is stable and under the care of medical professionals. The entire Potter House family is grateful. Says that he founded the 30,000-member mega church in 1996. And you know what that says? There's a lot of money flowing here. 30,000 memberships, people tithing since 96. And his daughter now I think she's the head pastor now, but it doesn't have the video here. You guys probably saw it. It looked like he was shaking, and then came to his aid. Somebody said, "Let him go in peace," like he was on his way out. Then the next thing you know, after that happened, we find out that he's actually suing somebody for defamation who accused him of some S names. So it says Bishop T.D. Jakes is in stable. Well, they say we already know he's in stable condition. What else do they say? He says that 67-year-old Jakes has filed a defamation against Dwayne Youngblood. He's a fellow who claimed Jakes tried to SA him when he was 18 or 19 years old. Youngblood made the explosive claims against the popular motivational speaker on October 7th episode of the Larry Reed Live podcast. So he's a YouTuber. It says that this guy, this pastor, that Jakes tried to groom him and also hugged and tried to kiss him. The younger pastor and his attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, who represented Lil Rod in his lawsuit against Diddy, then demanded $6 million from Jakes in order to resolve this matter quickly and privately in a November 15th legal. Okay, so it says Jakes instead opted to file a defamation suit against Youngblood in Pennsylvania federal court. Now, we rarely see this. It says in their filing, Jake's attorney said that the stress of the lawsuit might have contributed to a medical emergency on Sunday. This lawsuit is intended to bring that scheme to a halt, Jake's team wrote, to end the extreme emotional, physical, and spiritual toll defendant's conduct has caused Bishop Jakes, to set the record straight so the world understands the patent falsity of the accusations, and to restore Bishop Jakes' reputation. There's been a lot of accusations of him being involved with Diddy and all this other stuff. I haven't seen anything come up about that. But he's suing this guy. Says that Bishop believes with all his heart that the actual victims of SA should be treated with the utmost respect, kindness, and empathy and sympathy, and true perpetrators of such abuse should be held accountable for their actions. He said that, but that's not the case here, and that Youngblood has used and abused the might of social media and the legal process to make knowingly false accusations for his own personal and financial gain. Oh, this is him here, Pastor Youngblood. Not so young anymore. So this happened a long time ago, it looks like. He was 18 or 19. Jakes also pointed out that Youngblood is a registered S offender in the state of Pennsylvania and is currently on parole. So maybe this is why Jakes had the balls to sue him for defamation, because he's looking at this guy like you yourself are an offender and you are on parole. So how dare you come for me, the mighty pastor? So it says the Post has verified that Youngblood had previously pleaded guilty to SAing at least 2 teenage boys. Maybe because it happened to him, he now claims to be reformed. Not to say, I'm not excusing it, of course. I'm just saying that the pastor might have tried it with that guy because he probably could see something had happened with him. That's what they do. They prey on people. Wow. So it says that he claims to be reformed and published a book called Freedom from Homosexuality, No Longer Living the Lie. An attorney for Youngblood did not immediately return the Post message. Let's see. This is just going into Jakes' history. And it says, with the lawsuit Jakes filed, his team told the Post that he's continuing to undergo tests as he physically recuperates from Sunday's incident. They said at the conclusion of yesterday's service, after ministering for nearly an hour and a half, Bishop Jakes experienced a moment that brought him face to face with his own humanity, it said. So he wasn't in touch with his humanity until this happened. But again, he's doing well and he's being supervised and he's in good shape for now, it says. So I guess this is going to be an ongoing story with this lawsuit just being filed to see if Bishop Jakes can hold up his end of it, because he does have to back up the claims that that this guy defamed him. And I'm sure they're going to use his current status as a registered offender and somebody on parole to back him up. So I want to move over to Trey Songz, child. All right, Trey Songz has been ordered to pay $11 million to a beaten cop. What'd you do, Trey? Yeah, it says, let me make sure we have, visual here. All right, Trey Songz has been ordered to write a pretty hefty check in connection with a battery case filed last year. In new court documents obtained by TMZ, the singer has been ordered to pay Tyrell Dunn, a Maryland Capitol Police officer who says he was injured after he tried to rescue his wife from Songz' hotel room in 2021. What? Says more than $11 million in damages. TMZ broke the story at the time. Songz was accused of misconduct while in Sin City for his 37th birthday in 2021. Wow, so he's 40 now. The Bottoms Up artist allegedly brought a group of women back to his hotel room at the Cosmopolitan, which is where Dunn alleged in his lawsuit that his wife screamed for help and said she was being held against her will. Wow. Dunn said he tried to intervene to help his wife, but was attacked by Songz and his security, an incident he says caused him serious injuries, including fractured eye sockets and scarring that caused him to miss work. And they have some graphic photos that I won't share, but it says while Songz was cleared of any criminal wrongdoing, so he was cleared of keeping the woman hostage, but it says that Dunn later sued and eventually led to the default judgment against Trey Songz. So he must not have showed up to court. It says the Las Vegas judge has ruled Dunn will get a payday for his ordeal, and awarding millions to the man to cover past medical expenses, pain, suffering, and punitive damages. So they're basically telling Trey Songz, you need to show up about this because I'm going to go ahead and just give this man $11 million. And if Trey Songz doesn't try to counter this in some way, then that really to me says he's guilty. You guilty of doing everything, including holding the wife. That's a shame. Trey Songz has been somebody for years has had talk about him. People have alleged that he has SA'd them, raped them, like all of it. And yet nobody has been able to pin him down for any of it. The attorney, Ariel Mitchell, the same lady who's representing that Courtney Burgess guy and who's been all over the news about Diddy's case, she has cases of victims who have, or alleged victims who have sued Trey Songz. And she hasn't been able to, from what I can tell, get anywhere with her lawsuits. So they said, I wonder who's going to be exposed next. All right. It's like an everyday occurrence with this. I want to move on because we just moving on, child, to Ashley Grayson. This is just a quick thing about this influencer because it's crazy. Sentenced to 10 years, but here's the news report.
Once claimed she made $1 million in only 60 minutes. Well, now she's headed to prison for 10 years.
It doesn't get more glamorous than this. Ashley Grayson's wedding proposal on a yacht with a personal serenade by R&B star Monica. On her Facebook page, Grayson showed off her new mansion in North Carolina and showed generosity in Memphis. I was there. She gave a free house away to a family. But behind the fame and fortune was fury. The Department of Justice says she flew a Memphis woman to Dallas to discuss a business opportunity. The job, murder for hire. She offered $20,000 for each victim, for the woman to kill Grayson's former boyfriend and a Texas woman who made negative social media posts about Grayson.
Put my address up for over 100,000 people to see.
Grayson posted this conversation to her Facebook page, claiming the murder for hire was all a joke. But federal records show it got more serious. A $5,000 bonus if she killed the South Haven woman within a week. The woman told investigators she even captured video of flashing police lights from another random Memphis crime and sent it to Grayson, claiming she attempted to kill the victim and demanded 10. Grayson's husband, Joshua, was acquitted of all charges. 10 years or 120 months in prison was the maximum sentence allowed for her charges.
Ashley Grayson once claimed she made $1 million in only 60 minutes. Well, now she's...
So she has been sentenced.
The Ashley Grayson got sentenced to 10 years today, followed by 3 years of supervised probation. Why did people come up in the courtroom and say that this girl was basically they tried to use it as a defense so that they could get 5 years probation. The judge said, nah, we're not going with it. So then they backdoor and say, well, she had so much trauma from when she was a child. She was abused, molested. So then the judge, he just sitting there like, Funny you say that. You sitting here trying to tell me that she experienced same infliction that she tried to do to D. Harwell's family, and you want us to use that as grounds to give her probation? No. They even had the audacity to bring up the fact that she bought Olivia's mom a house, but didn't even say, oh, but she took it back. And Lord, don't get me started on the fact that they basically stated in court that Ashley was broke. Why every time Ashley's attorney gets up there, his main thing is, you know what I'm saying? This was not a case of conspiracy for murder for hire. This is a case of extortion. Then the man gonna say, yes, my client called the FBI on herself. The judge laughed, y'all. Fucking laughed. The judge said, you know what? I'm gonna give you 4 weeks to get your shit in order. Don't come back, because I know how this gonna be. And he was his word. I know how it's gonna be. All of a sudden, it's something else. All of a sudden, you're miraculously about to give birth. All of a sudden this, all of a sudden that. We're not doing it. The Bureau of Prisons has a great program for pregnant women, and they will be... No, what did he say? Wait. He said, I believe the sooner she goes to jail would be better, because then the Bureau of Prisons can do what they need to do to make sure she has a successful and safe delivery. He said, y'all trying to paint this image of her going to prison, she won't be with her kids. Her kids are gonna miss out on she gonna miss out on special things for her kids, but not once have y'all thought about if she had successfully killed D. Harwell, if she had successfully done that, then her kids would have been missing out on their mom. She would have been missing out on important things with her family. So you can't sit here and say you want me to be lenient with you because of your family, but you didn't care about somebody else's family. That man sentenced her to 120 months, followed by 3 years supervised probation. She got to surrender herself in 4 weeks in Tarrant County. So that's pretty much the gist of it all, y'all.
Wow. So that just says that, stupidity will get you what you asked for. This lady was doing a lot on social media. She had a huge following. And yeah, there's competitors on social media. People resort to horrible things on social media. They will talk shit about you. Like, hello, I've been there, done that. But you don't go and hire somebody to unalive them. These people, like, you're just doing too much. And she also tried to unalive her ex, and then tried to come to court and say she was crazy. People just, like I said, you just can't make this stuff up. But this lady's Ashley Grayson, and I guess now she's going to be turning herself in. So I want to move on to Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams, they say, is permanently incapacitated from her tragic dementia battle. Her guardian claims in court. Fans sent her love and prayers online. People are praying for her. And somebody said, I don't care how you feel about Wendy Williams. I didn't particularly care for her talk show, her personality. I do feel for her family and caregivers. Caring for someone with dementia is very challenging. It's especially challenging if you knew that person before that disease. Yeah, I can definitely speak to that. I definitely know that very up close and personal. It says here about Wendy. What else? Somebody said, I really hope Wendy Williams would be able to make a comeback. I think we all did. I just hope the decision wasn't made for her. Yeah. The news on Wendy Williams was so heartbreaking. I can't imagine what Kevin Jr. is going through right now, and that's her son. Yeah, people are really shocked, I think, and because I did think she would make a comeback as well. But it looks like she has a lot of online support, which is support that probably can do anything for her at this point. But yeah, it's definitely sad to see. And let's see, we haven't heard much, they say, from Wendy Williams or her team, but now her guardian is sharing heartbreaking reason why. According to court documents obtained by the Sun, Wendy's reportedly permanently incapacitated due to her ongoing battle with dementia. The heavy news got fans sending love. As many are aware, Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy's guardian, is currently locked in a legal struggle with Lifetime over their documentary titled Where is Wendy Williams? I was just going to bring that up and say we saw her recently on that documentary. The legal docs revealed Wendy's health status as she's labeled an acclaimed entertainer who tragically has been afflicted by early onset dementia, and as a result has become cognitively impaired and permanently incapacitated. However, Morrissey's legal crew is asking the court to keep some details of Wendy's health and family and finances under wraps to protect her privacy. They say we respectfully request that the court grant plaintiff's motion for limited redactions to protect non-public information from the guardianship proceeding that has been placed under seal by the court overseeing that proceeding, the papers state. Wow, somebody said after that they did something to her, period. Somebody said Wendy is a true example to let toxic people in certain relationships go. I appreciate Wendy, and we knew, and the Wendy we knew, like she would say, she's an icon, a legend. No one can take that from her. Somebody said, "No, go check on her. I don't trust that guardian at all." Yeah, this is just it's really sad news. And I watched that documentary, and she, she seemed not herself per se, although I don't know her personally, but she just seemed, she didn't seem normal. But to hear that she's what they call permanently incapacitated, it just sounds so, well, permanent. And it's just definitely sending love and light out to her and prayers up for her. But yeah, so I guess I'm just like, wow. I did want to talk lastly about this former ABC News anchor, Kendrick Gibson. He says he had a 2018 self-unaliving attempt. And he said it was partially due to alleged racist, toxic culture at the network. And he works for ABC News. And he said that, this is in his new memoir, it's called 5 Trips. Says he details a 5-year journey experimenting with the psychedelic rugs to combat severe mental health struggles, which he said included depression, panic attacks, and self-unaliving ideation. Says that while he admits some of his health concerns were underlying prior to landing his dream job at ABC in 2014, he claims experiencing covert racism while working for the network exacerbated by the situation. Gibson recalls in the book being welcomed to the team, alleging he was told by a fellow unnamed black anchor, "Welcome to Mickey's plantation." When he asked what individual meant, Gibson said the persons responded, "You'll find out." I think Disney owns ABC. That's probably why he said Mickey's plantation. Says the anchor noted that he did eventually come to understand the comment, alleging that a former ABC executive would later make a passively racist comment to him, stating, "You're doing television news now, not attending a rap concert. Don't ever wear jeans again." He also claims that his efforts to push for diversity were allegedly met with retaliation, noting that accumulation of the situation at ABC, as well as his use of substances like Ambien to cope, prompted a self-unaliving attempt that was narrowly averted. Gibson says after a few years of seeing the racism taking place, he declined a contract extension and $10,000 raise for the sake of his mental health. It does not appear ABC has spoken publicly on the matter at this time. Somebody said, "Why didn't you just quit?" Yeah, 5 years is a long time. I don't know why he didn't sue. Can't you sue for racial discrimination at the workplace? Just keep your notes and all your proof. Get some video or some recordings if you can. Somebody said, "We will see more racism, SEXism, and ageism. Hold on to your hat. This ride will get bumpy." Hopefully not. Somebody said, "I work in TV and I was written up for being dark skinned. I dealt with the same thing, pop pills too, just to cope. I'm so glad that he is coming out about this." Yeah. Somebody said, "I predict the next 4 years is going to be filled with a lot of people getting mollywopped in the mouth like it's 2020 all over again." Whew. Well, I'm glad that it seems like he's doing better now, and he wrote a book, so he's trying to sell his book and he's telling his story. Stories like these are important to be made publicized so that other people can be encouraged to come out as well, and also for these companies and whoever the perpetrators are to be put on blast, to be outed, because some of these things just need to be uncovered. Sometimes just give them a little light is all it takes. So shame on ABC. Exactly. I hope they do get to some type of accountability for this, because maybe reputation wise might not be enough for such a big company, but yeah, just glad that he did come out. And I do, feel bad for any and everybody going through something like this at your job, because you feel like you gotta stick with it because you need your job, and especially if it's a dream job. He stated this was a dream job, and this takes me back to Diddy. We always take it back to Diddy, that people, he had people's lives in his hands. This guy, he manipulated people by using his power, his influence, his money, everything, to a lot. People trusted him. People allowed such things to happen because they felt like this was something they had to do to get their dream job. A lot of these people had great talent. Some people lost their lives. So you just gotta protect yourself and use your discernment and stay prayed up, child. But in the meantime, in between time, we over here enjoying this week of light work hours and upcoming holiday feast that I'm about to cook and enjoy. Yeah, mustard on the beat. You guys enjoy your day, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for being here. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't done so. Give your girl a shot. Till next time, y'all.
Savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Toodles. Toodaloo. Move around. Go on somewhere. Do you. Get on. Scat. Bye. Dip. Flee.